Just before we start, do you prefer that I refer to you as Mareux or are you a civil name, if I may say?
Uh, yeah, you can call me Moreau, it's fine.
¿Qué tal a todos? Bienvenidos a su podcast favorito. Yo soy Quentin y hoy vamos a estar hablando con Mareux. How are you doing?
Hey, Quentin, I'm great. Thanks for
Great.
having me.
Now, thanks for your time and thanks for being here. Well, let's start with the interview. You personally come from a very different background now. So, you already played music when you were a teenager, if I remember well, but you also worked in emergency medical services now before fully committing to music.
That's
So,
great.
coming from that health service, did you ever feel like music also saved you in some way?
Uh, yeah, I mean, music has been like a great distraction in my life, and it's kind of like it's kind of grounded me a lot. Yeah, I've spent many nights just in my room making music, where if I wasn't in there, I'd probably be out drinking and doing crazy stuff, and ruining my life probably. So, um, yeah, it's always given me like a few, I guess a lot. I mean, most of like the best parts of my life have been because of, music. Just like confidence and, kind of like my identity and my purpose in life and everything you need to, remain like a happy person, a functional person, music has given me. So, if I didn't have it, I would be working, but I probably wouldn't be as happy or like I probably wouldn't feel as good about myself as I do today.
Okay. And so your project now it grew very organically through the
Mhm.
internet, and
Yeah,
you suddenly connected with a huge audience. Now, I
yeah,
mean, a lot of people know you thanks to some song.
exactly. Yeah,
And how did you process that moment and turn it into something more solid, if I may say, artistically, with albums
sure.
like, for instance, Non-Stop Romance?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in life, everyone only gets like one or two big chances to, make a difference. And when I saw that song was connecting and people like that sound and that but that I also saw that music in general was gaining momentum, that the genre, I should say. I just knew I had to kind of commit 100%. So I left my medical career, even though I was almost finished with school, and I worked, 7, 8 years to get there, and it was like a big deal for me. Um, so yeah, I left that all behind. I still owe like 50, $60,000 in debt from that. Um, but to me, it was all worth it. I had to like really seize the moment, and that's when I invested a bunch of money in getting a bunch of gear and renting a studio and really working on Lovers from the Past, the first album. And then from there, I just kept investing and working hard and, really trying to make the most of the gift I was given, which is like my viral moment with the perfect girl. And but honestly, I had been working on that project for like 10, 15 years, so it kind of came easy for me. I basically just kept doing what I was doing, but at a higher work rate with more hours put in. Because before I had a big break, it was just a hobby, I would do it as a way of relaxing and having fun. So, but by then I already did all like the big stuff, like the hard stuff. Like I taught myself how to produce, write songs, whatever. So after that, it was actually just really fun, and it was like a great journey and experience. The hardest part was like the live shows, learning how to do a live show, how to perform, how to translate the music into a live setting. That was really hard, and it's still hard. I mean, it's a challenge every time, but you learn a little by little every time. You get better every time. Um, in its own way, that's also very fun and rewarding.
Okay, and talking about that whole process, I mean, aside from music production, but music production as well,
Mhm.
Lovers from the Past and Non-Stop Romance, mostly, yeah, it has a very immersive energy, almost like
Mhm.
when you start dancing without overthinking and you just let your body move, it's
Yeah,
very like
thank you.
this kind of energy we have. And so, talking about your writing process, is it something that came like more from intuition, or was it more something that you had really planned to have that kind of vibe, that kind of energy for that second album?
Um, Yeah, I guess honestly I only work on intuition. Like my planning is, I mean, I always come up with some kind of plan, but I never stick to it. It's always, I'm very like temperamental person, so it's whatever I was doing that day that informs my writing later in the day. Um, so yeah, everything is kind of organic with me, and I think it is for most artists. Like 99% of artists, I think that's how they work. It's only like the very commercial radio pop people who like sit down and there's 20 people in the room and they write a song like that, you know, that's when it gets very planned. But I guess the only plan I had for like nonstop romance was try some new sounds, some new styles. Um, Post-punk, dark wave sounds from like a lot of, a lot of the other bands. I just felt like everyone's making the same song over and over
Yeah.
again. It's which is okay. Like I get like the genre sometimes requires that, but I just wanted to push the boundaries a little bit, see what I can do, see what different things I can do. And not all of it worked. And sometimes you fail, and sometimes a song is just like, I don't know, it's like missing something. So I'm just like learning from that experience, and I think that Nonstop Romance did have some songs that are like fresh and original, and like I enjoy. Um, but I think you also need to balance that with just overall good songwriting. And I think overall, I had more of those songs on like Lovers in the past, but Nonstop gave me something else. It had something that Lovers didn't have in it. I think it was like more of like an originality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting what you've mentioned, especially now with dark wave. There are many bands that are popping up now, and
Yeah.
almost, I mean, and you've probably been a reference for a lot of bands
Yeah.
with that sound now, but you're getting away from
Well,
that
kind of
original
yes and
sound
no.
in
I
a
mean,
way.
I do want to keep making like kind of more typical Moreau songs
Hmm.
that people like have come and expect and love. Um, but I just want to like I don't want to make the same record twice, and I don't want to
Hmm.
be like a one trick pony.
Yeah,
You know what that means. Um,
yeah, sure.
so I'm just trying to balance everything. I want people to still listen to it and enjoy it and be like, okay, this sounds like Moreau, and but also like, okay, this is different and it's kind of weird, but it's growing on me. I kind of like it, so I want people to have those feelings.
Okay. And the title you've chosen, no, Non-Stop Romance, it suggests something that is continuous, no, almost
Yeah,
endless. But to cover, which is a couple in an elevator, no, it feels like a brief moment. So do you
yeah.
see that as a contrast, as a way of talking about how fleeting love can be, or about the intensity of those moments? How what's behind the choice, if you can talk about it?
I mean, that's a take I never even thought of, so that's good.
Okay.
I mean, I think we were just doing a photo shoot, and then we got that picture and we're like, okay, that's awesome. So let's run with it. I don't think we really tried too hard, but yeah, I mean, nonstop romance, I guess more, first of all, it's a term or like it's like a slogan, I guess, that my fiance made, and that she had before. And she like was tattooing it on people like years ago.
Oh,
Um, and I just like it really stuck with me, and it kind of encapsulated like my whole like discography. I mean, all 99% of my songs are like love songs, so and I just wanted it to
it
be
fits.
descript yeah. So I just wanted to describe that album, which is all love songs one way or another. um because also I didn't really have too many sad songs in that one, which I like that's kind of one of my like hallmarks. Like I had so many like sad songs, but when I was making Nonstop, I was like really happy. So it was like hard for me to like do those songs. Um, but now I've learned to like try and take more inspiration from like my friends or media or whatever. Um, because I am still very happy, unfortunately. I'm in the best place I've ever been, and it's hard to write sad music when you don't feel sad. So, um,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah,
take more inspiration from my friends. Like my friends all have bad relationships, and like their like their dating lives are crazy.
so it
Um,
kind of helps, no, to take
yeah,
inspiration, that you take
unfortunately,
inspiration from
yeah,
other people
unfortunately, yeah, exactly.
experiences. Great. Um, we've mentioned the visual now, the picture you that was chosen for the album. Talking about one of the videos, the one for Wide at Heart,
Hmm.
there are very specific images now, like of partying, excess, romance, chaos.
Sure.
So does that aesthetic reflect what you aim to create in your live shows, or is it more fantasy that lives only within the songs?
Um, yeah, that one in particular, I feel like Wild at Heart is such a one-off. It's so different from all the other songs I made, and it was really just like a fun. I was trying to make like a fun kind of Italo disco type of like pop song, you
Okay,
know? And it's actually for a long time I never. Oh, sorry, my cat's meowing. Um,
no worries.
uh, yeah, I didn't want to put it in the set because I thought it was too different. But I don't know. Who knows? We might play it in Mexico actually this time. So
That'd be great.
that's something to differentiate the Mexican show from all the other shows.
Okay. Um, well, we'll get back actually to that show in just a few minutes. But before asking you that question, I wanted to ask you. Well, you have Iranian roots,
Hmm.
and you come from a very particular cultural mix. Now you live in LA, in the States, uh, being from Iran. So,
Yeah.
in a world that is filled with tension and conflict, so do you think projects like Non-Stop Romance can work as a form of resistance or escape? Also, do love and music still hold that power to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like one of the only things, like everything else feels poisoned, you know? Like every movie, every TV show, every, I don't know, commentator, every podcast, it feels like has like some kind of like political slant or it can be propaganda or something like that, you know. It's and when you go on Twitter, for example, it's like it's nonstop, like misinformation, AI videos, it's all like
Yeah,
it's just hell. Everything feels like hell, and normal life sometimes feels like hell, or a lot of times. And I feel like music is the only thing that's like sacred still, and people like, well, almost, because I know the AI music is also like
yeah,
kind of destroying that. But I mean, it's still at this point, all the AI music is still so bad. It's like it's still a joke, so it's not like it's not really hurting anyone's feelings. But yeah, I mean, music is like really the only like salvation that people seem to have right now. Um, And yeah, music can be a form of diplomacy too. And, you know, maybe like sometimes a person's favorite artist is from a country they don't like or something like that. And it helps bridge the gap, much like how like football is, you know, and around the world, it's like footballers are kind of ambassadors for their countries and kind of help repair relationships. Um, so yeah, I don't, it's not a thing that I'm like actively trying to push whenever I make music, but it's kind of like a byproduct and it's a good unintended consequence um, that it can bring people together no matter, you know, if it's war or whatever.
okay. Getting on the brighter side,
Yeah.
maybe. Well, you're going to play here in Mexico in the next few days.
Mhm.
It's your first tour, and you're closing in Mexico City on May the 10th.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know it, but it's actually Mother's Day here. So if someone happened to bring them on to your show, what do you think she might discover about your music?
Um, Honestly, people bring their moms all the time. And the moms always love it. I guess because, you know, the music sounds similar to like maybe the music that they listen to when they're young. So they always seem to like enjoy it, and like they're always like surprised or like, oh, my daughter, my son brought me, and I didn't never really listened to you before, but like wow, and it's I love it, blah blah blah. So I mean, hopefully it's like a nice way to spend Mother's Day, or like a new way to spend Mother's Day for people.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be
And
fun.
and actually, yeah, talking about the energy of the show, do you expect people like to get lost in the music, or maybe more some kind of connection with the visuals, the crowd, the energy of the space
Yeah,
at your shows?
from the experiences I've had, usually it's like a very communal, like everyone's enjoying it kind of together, and it's like a way for like all the fans to like come together and meet each other and sing the songs together. Um, so that's what that's like my primary like motivation with the shows is to like build that connection and like those memories and just for people to get lost in it. And I try to have a set where it's like high energy, then it like dips down a little bit and gets softer and then builds back up. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, it should be. Hopefully, people are going crazy and like screaming. I just want everyone to like scream and sing along and
I'm pretty sure they'll do. I'm pretty sure they'll do.
yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, well, you discover a lot of music, I assume, through spaces like MTV back in days,
Yeah.
but all that has changed now, obviously. So how does Mareux discover music today, and how would you recommend people do it nowadays in this era?
I'm listening to like mostly older music. Um, I sadly I don't listen to too much contemporary music or like new music. And that's just me being an old man, I guess. And so I mean, for the most part, it's just like on YouTube playlists, Spotify playlists that I'm just like playing in the car or playing at home and discovering songs that way. Or like my fiance shows me a bunch of music, and that's kind of how I discovered. She's more of the music head, honestly. I love like writing music and I love producing music, but Quentin, I'm a bad like music fan. Like I don't listen to
Okay.
that much
No, but
music.
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay. Great, but great to know as well how you consume music nowadays.
sure.
Like, it's great to hear that. So just before we end, well, I also wanted to thank you because indirectly because it's actually my bassist who listens more to your music,
Okay,
but
nice.
I'm in a band Fake Robots, and actually you've been one of his most one of his biggest influences. So it's
Awesome.
actually great. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, enjoy your stay here in Mexico. Stay safe, and I hope you'll enjoy the shows. But I'm sure the audience will.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much. Stay safe.
Bye.